So this is a story of being on the road between 3 different bars, rejection, drinking, uncertainty. So when I think about uncertainty, I think about big questions like, where am I going in life? Like, how did I get here? What is like adulthood? What's maturity? How do I balance being a child and being childlike, but also being an adult? Where are my shoes? How the fuck? What am I doing in Texas? Why am I alone? Seriously though, where the hell are my shoes? Jump back though. I knew what I was doing in Texas. I was going backpacking around. That sounds elegant. It's not like you're going sightseeing and looking at like a Parthenon or whatever. No, it's like you're drinking in ditches and like sleeping around. It's not like that. Like terrible things of having a thumb on the road. But I ended up in South Padre. And my friend that I was traveling with went north. And he was heartbroken. I wasn't yet, so I went south. So the lowest point I possibly could get in Texas, down to South Padre. There's this crazy little island, this little resort island, where usually during the spring there's millions of people there, and in January it's like 6. And I was one of them, drinking at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, talking to some tourist, and the cute bartender goes there. So where do you guys go? She's like, I go to, we go here, whatever, McKinney's for the name of the bar is or something. And I go to meet her. But it turns out this island is very deserted. She's like literally the only girl on this entire island. There's just a whole bar full of guys. And so I, handle it, I guess it's something certain. I don't drink a lot. I don't remember leaving the bar. But when I came to, I was in this motel room, walking around, shoeless, backpackless, life over. I'm in the bottom of Texas. I have nothing. And so I walk up to the maitre d', really reluctant. And I was like, have you ever seen me before? And he goes, how the fuck did you get back in here? So I end up actually somehow surviving, finding my stuff and going to sleep. And I got woken up to yogurt and $5 and I stayed just in my hand. Well, it wasn't a beach I slept at, it was a pool deck, but that's another story. I guess it looked like a beach. So they said everything's bigger in Texas, and I know that's at least true with my blackouts. Because the next thing I know, I was in San Antonio, and it would be exactly the opposite. I left the resort island, and I was in San Antonio with just party in the street, East End kind of festival, but everywhere, beads getting thrown around, people flashing. It was like Mardi Gras in San Antonio. Apparently it's called Fiesta. You go, well, what's Fiesta? They're like, Fiesta! 14 days long. But the funny thing about being an alcoholic is, when everyone else is drinking, you're like, I'm gonna take it slow. No one else is in appropriate times. I'm gonna get wasted, it'll be awesome. So I went to the seedy bars. I thought I'd take it easy, go to a local bar. And I found out there was 2 bars actually. The Texan 2 and the Texan T. And they could have been backed up, you could have gone through the back door. And it's funny because the Texan 2 was the place where you got kicked out, when I got kicked out of the Texan T, which you got kicked out. It wasn't the 2 a.m., it was the whole late night bar, you got it now. And all your kind around here, and so, went there, and it was a sea crowd. I don't want to, for a terrible joke, I don't want to say I have a leg up on the people, but I ended up playing pool with a guy in a wheelchair with no legs. And we were playing with him, I was just thinking, people were banging on the windows, it's crazy outside, and he goes, you know what, you're an only child? I go, yeah man, why ask, I still have family, I have relatives, And he said, no, because you're raised by adults. You're a smart kid, you're not out partying like these kids, slamming on the windows and stuff, trying to get attention. No, you found your own thing by being alone. And I can really tell about you. This was awesome. I was like, holy shit, that's something that you need to hear after just blacking out and moving between cities. It's really nice to hear that that's the way apparently the adult thing to do. Cool. So I go out, so I let him win. And go out. Is that really a laugh? Of course I let him win. So I went out, and I go and I light a cigarette. Some guy walks up and play pool, and the guy goes, hey man, are you only a child? I was like, oh. And I went to the Texan T. Yeah.